All right, everybody. So first thing's gonna be first. You know, I haven't made a video in a long time, and this is kind of going to be an explanation as to why. You can see that I'm not in the Charger anymore, as well as I don't own the Charger anymore. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to bullshit you in any way, shape, or form. But I do not have the Charger anymore. As you're going to see here in these photos, I'm going to overlay on the video. The Charger was out in the driveway one night, and it had been for about 2 weeks at that point in time. The orange truck that you can see in the background of those pictures is, I was working on that truck. I was getting a new hood, new fenders, ready for paint. I was going to start using that as a daily driver, and so it kind of takes some of the load and mileage off of my Charger. I ain't going to use it, wasn't going to use it every day. But somebody in the night lit my car on fire. That's pretty much the easiest way to put it. The police department, fire department, and I believe as well as the insurance have all conducted their investigations now. So as far as I know, I'm okay to talk about it. I'm not 100% sure, but if that is the case, then this video will be up for like 2 days, and then somebody will probably be like, hey, you need to take that down. In which case I'll make another video explaining, just without as much detail. So basically, after the Charger got lit on fire, I wasn't in the right state of mind. I was depressed, not eating right, a whole slew of things from keeping me from making videos. And I want to go ahead and apologize for that. It's been almost 6 months now since I've made a video, if not 6 months by now. But I'm going to use this opportunity to go ahead and revamp the channel. I'm going to do something a little bit differently since people want to try and take me down. I'm going to build myself back up stronger, but with a little bit different way of doing things. Basically now what you'll see me in, and I'm going to go ahead and overlay some video here, is my 2009 Chevrolet Colorado. I had one of these trucks. It was a single cab before the Charger, and I always liked that little truck, but I ended up getting rid of it because I thought we were going to be starting a family. Wanted to prepare for the future as much as possible. However, that didn't happen. I'm divorced now, and that's pretty much the end of that story. I also no longer live in Tennessee. After everything that happened, I kind of called it good. After I got out of the Army, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go back up to Missouri with family and just be around family. It's a lot easier up here, that's for sure. Luckily I had family that was willing to take me in and be like, hey, we'll help you till you get back up on your feet. And you know, they've been there for me every step of the way since this whole fiasco started. And someone that I also want to say, my neighbors down in Tennessee, they are family, whether they want to be or not at this point. They helped me out so much that night. Once the car started exploding from the fire, I'm assuming it was the fuel tank that exploded. That's what actually woke me up. And running outside, I think I just ran out in my boxers. I didn't even have any clothes on, but ran outside. Police department was pulling up on the scene whenever I ran outside. Actually, I think he had already been there for a little bit. Maybe he was calling the fire department. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't out there during that time. But ran over to my neighbor's house, and they instantly opened the door. They were there within 5 seconds. I was knocking on the door, beating on the door, crying, screaming, needed help is what I needed. I didn't know what to do. And they took me in that night and really helped me out, and I can't thank them enough for that. They really helped me out through that entire situation. The video that I'm going to overlay now of the little Colorado, I have two of them now, yes, I have two, is actually the vehicle that my neighbor sent me to go look at. He's like, hey, you need a new vehicle, you need to be able to get around, this one's cheap, and you told me you had one before, and it's kind of something that you can get back into to get you up on your feet again, to be able to get around. I had no vehicles at this point in time. The orange truck that was in the background of that photo from before actually ended up getting totaled out as well. The fire, I guess it was in the right location. The battery shot acid out of it. I guess it got hot enough to where it did that and melted some of the wiring harness. That's just from what I had seen and from what the insurance adjuster had pointed out to me after she had looked at everything. And I want to say thank you. I appreciate the help from her as well. USAA has really helped me out through this entire situation. They don't bullshit with you. They just tell you what it is, and they try to help you out as much as possible. So now I'm kind of back up on my feet. I'm moved back up to Missouri. My house just sold this week down in Tennessee. So after next month on the 1st, I'm not going to have any more payments to deal with in Tennessee. I can start putting my money towards other opportunities and goals that I'd like to achieve. So with that being said, that's out of the way. Sorry, I still get emotional over that. It's weird. It's weird how a vehicle can mean so much to you and make you feel emotional for just being a vehicle. But as you guys know, I've made tons of videos about this car. I hadn't yet introduced you to the truck. That was going to be a soon coming kind of thing, where I kind of like, hey, I just put a little bit of work into this, and this is going to be my new daily driver, so I can focus on modifying the car some more. But that's neither here nor there at this point in time, and it's time to move forward. Everybody says go ahead and move forward, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. So we're now going to switch gears and talk about what is going to happen with the channel. Throughout this entire segment of me talking, there's going to be little cut-ins and cutouts of extra videos to kind of help me explain the situation. The current vehicle that I'm in is going to be a daily driver. This is the Crew Cab Colorado 2009. As you'll see from the video, if I put one in here, insert video here, both of these Colorados are actually the same color. I got really lucky on finding this second one here. My buddy actually sent me a message. I think it was like a week or two before I had left Tennessee, or maybe it was sooner than that. I'm not 100% sure. But he's like, hey, I just found this and you said you wanted one. And I was like, oh, damn. So what this is a 2009 Chevy Colorado with the 5.3 liter V8 in it. It did come from the factory that way. It's not swapped, so everything in here is still factory as far as powertrain is concerned. However, in an upcoming video, I will basically show you what I did, and I tuned this truck already. I threw HP tuners. I threw my buddies down at Titan Motorsports on, you know, a little quick ad here, but they I gave them a call and told them, hey, I want to go ahead and do a little bit with this truck, and I want to order me a HP tuner so I can start doing something like that. Very quickly, they're like, hey, this is what you need. There was a few issues with it here and there, but we're going to check before we say go, and we're going to let you know if this is the right option for you. So what they ended up giving me was the HPVI2, or MPVI2, the HP tuners, new one that come out. This is the one with wireless, Bluetooth, and all the normal stuff that HP tuners comes with. So now that I kind of showed you that, yes, I do have a tune on the truck. Let me plug this back in before I forget. I do have a tune on the truck now. Of course, it's still stock as far as powertrain goes, but after you open up these computers and you look at what is there, these tunes from the factory are so detuned, it's not even funny. The biggest one being power enrichment. I noticed that they had set it at a very odd level. Before it would even activate, it had to be 80 degrees intake air temperature or lower, which is doable. That's easily doable. However, the part that wasn't easily doable was it had to be over 5,500 RPMs for about, I think it was 59 or 60 seconds. So, in other words, you had to have this thing floored over 5,500 RPM for over 60 seconds before power enrichment would kick in and actually go. I basically just modified that down to where I wanted to keep it safe, obviously. So I don't let it activate until about 2,500 RPM, and it's as soon as I'm over 60% throttle, the power enrichment will activate and it'll actually go. It's a very noticeable difference, and it really helps in the drivability. But that was the other thing. The factory tune had it set up to where it had to be 90% throttle, and those of you who have GM vehicles know that that have tuned them know that when it comes to throttle position sensor, they start out at about 15 when you're idling, and they go up, and mine said the max was 89. So if they had it at 90 and I had my foot to the floor and it only topped out at 89%, they effectively deactivated it from the factory, which is kind of dumb in my mind, but I understand where they're coming from too. They got to make money somehow. Anyway, that's enough about this truck. Now what we're going to get into is the small truck. So the little single cab Colorado, insert video here for me later when I'm editing. This truck is actually going to be the new race vehicle. Both vehicles, well, my little Colorado is already paid off. This one is getting very close to being paid off. I actually got it for a really good deal. But switching over to the little truck, the plan with that one is going to be a V8 swap, and not a 5.3 or a 4.8. It's going to be the 6-liter swap. I'm not going to do a junkyard swap though. I'm actually going to put a decent amount of money into building the engine, and I would like to do that on this channel. I would like to show you guys how I built it, what I did, things of that nature, to kind of show you guys, hey, I'm getting back into it. It'll allow me to create more videos for you guys, a little more descriptive videos as well. So what we're going to do now is throw in the video of the motor up here in that general area, and basically what the goal is to have this 6-liter built, all forged rotating assembly, because I'm going to be throwing boost at it. I'm going to throw a twin turbo set on this, and I haven't really decided which size turbos I'm wanting to go with yet, but I do know I want forged rotating assembly, because if I'm pushing 20 plus pounds of boost, I want to know for a fact that the engine isn't going to have issues with it. Whereas on a junkyard LS motor, the 5.3, 4.8, 6-liter, if you can throw boost at them all day, and I don't have nothing against the guys that do that. But my concern is going to be if I get a bad motor or a bad batch or something like that, that the stock motor, stock bottom end, might not be able to take it for a split second and blow the motor. I actually want to be able to use this for not only racing, but I want to be able to make it street legal and drive with it. So that's going to be another goal with it. As far as that goes, obviously if it's going to be going full race truck with the drivability to put it on the street, it'll eventually get a full cage, swap out the rear axle, and it is a Colorado Extreme though, if you guys hadn't noticed that already. But the hood, for a fact I'm gonna have to put a different hood on it. The 2009 Colorado has the cowl hood on it, and I really like this design and style of it, as well as the hood clearance it actually gives me underneath. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably put a cowl hood on it, make it look a little sporty on the outside, but otherwise I want it to be completely hidden, except for the fact that it's gonna have a roll cage. But most people won't notice that right away, nor will they notice that the rear axle is swapped or the fact that the engine is completely different. But when I turn it on, I'm looking to be able to just go, and they hear the engine turn over, and it's just like, oh, uh-oh, that's crazy. So obviously I'm not used to making videos for a while, so I'm just kind of rambling on, but I wanted to kind of give you guys an explanation of what happened, what is going on currently, and what the plans for the future is. So now that I've kind of explained all that to you guys, I want to go ahead and thank you guys that stayed around, hung around for me to start making more videos. I still have, I'll have to look, I think it's 280 something subscribers still. Those of you guys who have stayed, wow, actually it's a lot more than that. I have 305 subscribers now. So you guys that have stayed throughout this entire process of me not making videos, I want to thank you really from the bottom of my heart, because this is something I want to do. I want to make videos and I want to make good quality content for you. However, life circumstances made it to where I had to stop making videos for a while. Went and talked to people, got out what I needed to get out, and they helped me through the process, helped me get over some things, and the issues that I was having as far as dealing with that car and the situation down in Tennessee are pretty much now gone. I'm not having personal issues with it anymore, and I'm able to move on. So obviously it's going to be a big step back from the channel, but hopefully here in a month or two, with me making videos more often, it'll be a giant leap forward at the same time. So thank you again, guys, who stayed. For anybody that's new coming to watch this video, you kind of know what happened now, and hopefully you guys subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I think this would be a great build for you guys to hopefully enjoy me making content for it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. So if I'm not gonna ask you to like, subscribe, or share, or anything like that, that's all on your own accord. So thank you again, really thank you for sticking with me, and hopefully this next journey together will be fun for everybody. Should be pretty cool if you keep seeing me look over that way. I actually have the truck parked next to each other so I can make the other parts of this video that you've already seen. All right, you guys have a good one, and hopefully see you again in the future. Bye-bye now.